Hello, and welcome to the Sunday meditation at the Light Institute of Griscom and the Sanctuary of Light. And I'm loving that word, sanctuary, because the purpose of this meditation is to feel that the sanctuary that supports our life is within us. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, we have a way of doing this meditation. We divide it into 3 parts. In the first part, we ask our divine higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you so that your beingness can align to that energy, which is your true self. We ask our higher self to touch our body, anywhere in our body. We draw that energy in and we sit in meditation. As we begin to sit in meditation, I will make a little Om sound so that you can push the button on your machine and meditate for as long as you wish. And then you can push it again, and the second part of our meditation is the practice of radiance. We need light on this planet. We need to experience it through ourselves. And so we imagine that we're reaching up into the cosmos and pulling down a beautiful beam of white light down through the top of our head into our stomach, our solar plexus. That's the seat of the emotional body. And from there we laser it out across the planet and back up into the sky. And so you can just simply continue this breathing in, drawing the white light down, lasering it out from you, beaming it back, and just allow that pulse to be the second part of your meditation. Another Om. And the third part of the meditation, we pick a situation or something on the planet so that our meditation can be geared to offering our consciousness, our support, our wisdom out into the world. And today, the meditation of this part will be about the violence of humanity. So we will send a light that comes from each of us, that humanity asks from us to neutralize the patterns of violence, the instantaneous loss of control, of the illusions of right and wrong and good and evil, and just to release all of that into the light and calm down this very primordial, energetic, we call violence. It can't take us into the future. We don't have to carry it. And so, let's begin. Close your eyes, and we'll begin with several deep breaths, because as we exhale, it brings the brain into a meditative state. So breathe in through your nose, and exhale slowly through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose. And exhale slowly. Ask your higher self, your own inner voice, the intuitive essence of your soul, to take a form for you. Matters not what form. Could be a light, a being, a tree, an animal, an equation. Ask it to take form now. Now ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your divine essence at this moment. And imagine the touch anywhere in your being, anywhere in your body. And then breathe in and out through that touch, through that point, feeling your higher self activating in you that divine essence, which is your true beingness. And now draw your higher self into your body and sit in meditation. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and reach up into the cosmos and pull down to you a beautiful beam of white light, right down through the top of your head, down into your solar plexus stomach, and from there, laser that beam out from you, stretching out your auric field, your electromagnetic energy, your presence. Let the beam stretch that out from you, beam across the planet and back up into the cosmos. And continue that breathing down. On your inhalation, exhale and extend that light out across the planet. Just continue that as a way of deepening your meditation, practicing the art of radiance. Take a deep breath into your body and call into your mind's eye all of humanity, all the 7 billion, 0.6 or something beings, souls, human souls on this planet. Bring them into your mind's eye and ask them what frequency of light they need from you, what color they need from you, to neutralize that very primordial, old, ancient, poisonous pattern of violence. And just imagine now the color that comes into your mind's eye that they ask for. Color is the cosmic language of communication. What color do they show you? Once you have that color, again, reach up into the cosmos and pull exactly that tone and frequency of light, that color, down through the top of your head, and laser that color out to humanity. And as you laser it, realize that through that beam of light, there can be a neutralizing of the violence that humanity has carried for millions of years. And just keep drawing it down and extending it into all of humanity, and allow yourself to witness shifting. Perhaps you feel a peace come over them, a quiet energy, a dissolution of anxiety and violence and anger. Perhaps they smile. Perhaps they begin to disappear. Just continue to draw that light in and radiate it to them. Allow them to take it in until there is a shift. Take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. Thank you. I hope that you will continue to practice that part of the meditation. Every moment that you witness violence, that you think about violence, just what color do you need to release that pattern, to release that seeding that doesn't belong to our evolution. When you do that, you will become a force that changes and creates the evolution of us all. And so thank you. The second part of our meditation here is what we call knowings. And knowings is questions that come from around the world so that we can look at these conversations, uplift ourselves, illuminate ourselves, and everyone who is joining in this knowing section. And so every week people send to us questions that are dear to their hearts. So Allison will read the questions that have come for this week.
The first question comes from South Africa.
South Africa.
Chris, I've heard you say bad things come to the surface so we can release them. Will you please discuss this in relation to what is happening within the U.S. political system at the moment? I am deeply distressed by what I am seeing in your news and hoping there's a deeper, higher purpose behind the troubles in your country.
Thank you so much. It's so important that the rest of the world witness what is happening in our country, just in the same way we are witnessing what is happening in yours. And truly, the themes that are occurring and are coming up in the U.S. today are themes that have been rippling out around the world. And so, first of all, that can allow us to know that we are all within this, what my higher self calls the funnel of initiation. So negative energies come up when we, in terms of our evolution, are ready to dissolve them, not to be the victims of them, although at the moment it feels like there's a lot of victimization that has occurred in the last few days here in North America and the USA. But those themes that are coming up because we're ready to look at what they mean to us. It's not just the action in life. We all become so focused that reality is just what's moving, what's going on physically, rather than the deeper spiritual purpose of them. And the purpose of this is to recognize that all of us on this planet, we are a soul family, and we have to begin to fold that spiritual essence in, so that our purpose in life is the evolution of the soul. So when we see our leaders and our guides and our governments and our cultures behave in ways or create events, energies that are destructive or violent, which is what we've seen here, that calls upon us, one, to say, there is a mirroring. Where is the violence in me? And release it. And secondly, to realize that there's something underneath, there's something that causes that violence. And we are here to be those who can lead the way through that funnel of initiation, to find the reasons, not just the reasons in our mind, but the source of it, and then come to that source with something that heals it and releases it. So I've seen even the earth, with the violence that's going on in the earth. Is the earth creating a violence that we are responding to, or is the earth having a violence that is a response or reaction to the negativity and the violence that we're creating? That's an interesting conversation in and of itself. But so what you want to do is to, instead of feel how terrible this is, and it is terrible, but to be able to envision that this is just a clearing that has been waiting to happen for the last 4 years, and certainly the seeds of it are beyond the last 4 years. That has been a major theme for us. If we allow our government, our leaders, to say who we are, does that create harmony? We are a global world now. We're not a separate island. We're not a separate group of people around this world. And so what's been coming up is this spiritual conversation and mandate. Who are you? How can you live an illuminated life? How can you heal separation? How are you participating in the violence or the negativity, or that someone speaks for you or does something that you feel you can't control? One of the lovely things that I have been witnessing over the last maybe 10 years is that people are beginning to realize that for the first time in human history, as we come together and we utilize the brilliance of each other and we speak with one voice, we're much stronger. And so, in a way, it's a bit like I witness with teenagers and young people, is that it's easy for us to say, I'm not that. But we stop there. And so the mandate is, then if not that, what? Are you a peaceful being? How do you create peace? How do you protect the rights of every human being? How do you not only use words or mind, but you use the power of consciousness, the power of the human heart, to effect the changes that are asking to be changed? And so this is a funnel of initiation. You and I are a part of it. And we must ask individually and collectively, does this express the highest of who we are. And if not, then we must find the ways through the wisdom that we have accrued in many, many lifetimes to circumvent that blockage so that we go on a higher level. We do not circle back around to the most negative aspect. So do not hold in your mind the terrible negativity of this, but hold in your consciousness that through this we will discover and express and reinvent who we are, so that each of us, whatever country, whatever culture, whatever race we are, we realize that we have a place, a voice of the soul to be expressed, to participate in the evolution of our species. Thank you. Allison.
The second question comes from Los Angeles, California in the USA. Dear Chris, in the midst of my obsessive scanning of the news after the Capitol riot, and as I was growing increasingly anxious and devastated about the situation in our country, I came across a photo of one of the congressmen in the rotunda. It was midnight, after the riot earlier in the day, and he was by himself, on his knees, with a trash bag, cleaning up the debris left from the intrusion. In one moment, with the love and gentleness that poured from this picture, all of my anxiety melted away about everything. Will you please discuss how templates of this nature can change everything?
Absolutely. And I love that you've brought forward that particular image because it is an image of love. It is exactly what we were talking about a moment ago. How do we take whatever happens in our lives and bring it to the next octave because of who we are and what we love? And so that was a beautiful, beautiful example of a template. And what I would say is, there would I go. Would you go there? Would you be on your knees, cleaning a place, clearing it of its negativity, of the violence? There are many ways to do that. And that is exactly what he showed us. It was not just that he was physically cleaning up something, but for you and me, we can now use our consciousness to clear that. What if for a moment we stopped and sent energy into that? Let us do that now. Close your eyes for a moment and bring this rotunda, bring this place that speaks of democracy and the rights of all people and the caretaking of each of us, of all that is sacred, of all that is a template for the highest within us. So imagine in your mind's eye the Congress of the United States, the Senate, the rotunda, this building that has been the hallmark of democracy. And ask it what frequency of light it needs from you to dissolve away the residue of fear and violence and negativity, and to amplify within it the template that it holds for us all, the template that each being is important, that each being is sacred. Whatever color flashes into your mind, reach up into the cosmos and draw that color down through the top of your head, into your solar plexus, and laser it into that building. And feel that as you laser that frequency of light, that you are bringing an energy that can clear negativity and will replace it with the highest frequencies, even better than before. Uplifting the energy, because sometimes it is through our turmoil that we come to a point of illumination. And so just imagine that whole area is illuminated now with the frequency that you heard, that you felt, that you extended. And open your eyes. The second thing that I would say to you is that it's for you and me to discover the templates that we are. What are the templates that you would like to show the world? Your compassion, your love of nature, your caretaking of all of humanity, etc. So I think it's important now for us to begin to wean ourselves from those guys are more important or more powerful or they can do it, they must do it, I'm waiting for them to do it. No, you are a template. And so what I would say to you is that think about every action that you have, whether it's a physical action, an emotional action, a spiritual, or a conscious action within your repertoire or the repertoire that your higher self shows you at this moment that can be a template. We never remember that our presence in this world influences and changes the environment, the ethers, the quality of vibration that sends messages to each other and in all the planes of energy around the planet. And so maybe today you look out and you see a blue sky, and at that moment you hold in your mind's eye, yes, I love this blue sky. I will protect it. I will always envision it. That is creating a template. And so there are infinite ways for you to begin to see that within yourself. I support you, and I hope that you will do it every day of your life to contemplate, in what way shall I be a template on the highest level for all of humanity, and above all, for myself. Great love to you. Alison.
And the last question comes from London, England. Dear Chris, I have been truly saddened by the happening in the U.S., so I went to your Light Institute website for solace and saw this quote by you. As human consciousness becomes more enlightened, rules will not be necessary, inner guidance will be inherent, and life will include a profound sense of godliness within all sentient beings. We will have accessed our birthright and activated our true destiny. I want you to know my heart soared with your words. Do you think humanity will ever achieve this and move beyond self-serving politics and political leaders?
I think that's happening now. What we see outside us in the news, etc., is usually that which is not elevated to that kind of octave. But we have the power within our lives to manifest that. Every time that you self-govern yourself, you are creating an impetus, an energy that rolls out from you and across the planet. It has no limit. All around the world, societies, individuals, and communities and nations are beginning to explore and discuss and look for ways that this could happen. I've seen in the Netherlands and in Scandinavia templates for prisoners to not be locked up, to go from punishment to healing, for example. There are 1,000 different points of reference for what it is to evolve our human heart, to have compassion. Every little gesture, every little point of consciousness where you recognize, yes, that's a better way to live, or yes, I can express this. You are participating in that, what you might call future of the evolution of humanity. It is happening now. Will it happen all over the world at once? Probably not. But it doesn't matter. My higher self has always said, the only thing that truly matters is the way you live your life. And so if you practice imagining that you represent these higher octaves where it's not about governments, it's not about external leaders, it's about the leader within you. It's about your presence in body. It's about the choices that you make. And that through all of these things, You are contributing. This is the purpose of your life. You are contributing to the spiraling, uplifting evolution of what it is to be human on planet Earth. It's happening now. Can you feel it inside yourself? I hope so. Focus on that, and we will have a world that listens inside rather than just being buffeted by the outside. It's up to us. Let us begin now. Great love to you all.